Hello and welcome back to another Dare to Game video. Today we're playing Farming Simulator 25 and we're going to be doing another test video. Today it's going to be for seeders, and I'm not going to be going through and testing every single one. If you're interested in that, let me know and I can always make that video using a smaller field, similar to the way we did with moldboard plows. But today we're just going to be comparing two extremes. The absolute biggest seeder in the game, which is the Amazon Citan or Chiton 15001C, which requires 300 horsepower to use and has a planting width of 15 meters, so it is huge. It's an absolutely huge thing, and we'll take a closer look at it after we've shown you the other one, and we're going to compare that against one of the smallest seeders in the game. So there are three seeders in the game that have a planting width of 3 meters. Those are the Unia Phoenix 3003. It requires 140 horsepower to use, and it has, like I said, a planting width of 3 meters. The Nordsten HK25, which requires 150 horsepower and has a planting width of 3 meters. And the Horsch Verso 3KR, which requires 165 horsepower and has a planting width of 3 meters. That's the one I went with here. It has the highest horsepower of the three, but it's a nice 3-point mounted one. I find it has very good mobility. Basically, I figured if we were going to try and be as charitable as profitable, I'd use this one, since I find that 3-point mounted seeders like this save the most time on headlands and turning and stuff like that. So even though we only have a 3-meter planting width, we're going to be able to come around and realign for rows and all that sort of stuff a lot quicker than our great big one. So I've prepared two test fields, which you can see are right here. So this is a combination of several different fields, but they are exactly the same size and they're both perfect rectangles. All the edges are polished, so they're exactly the same size. I mean, you can see right here there's a little corner where a couple tiles are painted in, and then there's one up here where you can see that it's off by a little bit. But that is well within one pass with a planter, so it won't actually make a difference, or a seeder in this case, I should say. So that's what we're going to be doing. Each one will have one field, and we're just going to do like I did in the plow video, and we will run them and time to see how long it takes. I'm going to run them head to head though, so I'm going to start them both at the same time, and then we'll just time them, and we'll, when one's done, we'll stop it, and then when the second one's done, we'll stop that. That way I can do them consecutively, and possibly not have to go as ridiculously fast to give you a good image of that. So for the view on this, we'll be taking it from the long way, so we're not going to actually follow the tractor through the entire way. I will just be sitting back here with my view zoomed all the way out in this tractor in the middle, and we will use that to compare them. So I'm just going to get started on both of them, get them both running, and we'll measure the time. And there you have it. It was not very close. I would say that was not much of a competition, but I totally expected that going into it. So it'll be fun for me when I'm editing this to actually see what the numbers end up being. But my initial guesstimate of about 5 times slower for the small one, just based on the planting width, seems like it probably held at least fairly close to being true. The interesting thing, of course, like I've said in the plow video, and will probably come up in future testing videos like this. Obviously, these huge pieces of equipment, A, they require a much larger tractor, which is more expensive, so that's a factor to consider. But B, they will have serious advantages when you have great big straight-edged fields like this with regular borders. You're going to go so fast with this larger equipment. It's going to be a huge difference. So the smaller tractor, you could see, even though it made great time on the headlands, it turned around fast. You spent very little time backing up. It was just constant. It's just so much smaller that it had to take so many more passes. Yes, you can do it with a smaller tractor and such, but on these larger fields, obviously, your bigger equipment is going to have just a huge advantage. So, like I said, there's factors to consider, but for this one in particular, obviously time was very different. And again, just to show you, to make sure nobody's trying to say anything about the fields, they're the same size with the same exact shape. So it was as close to a 1-to-1, as close to the exact same field as possible. They were both freshly tilled, have roughly the same geometry. They both have hills and peaks and valleys and all that sort of stuff, but are smooth enough that, they can go on their own. So that's it for this planter. Like I said, if you want to see a video where I do like I did with the plows, take a smaller field and just measure every single planter from the smallest to the largest so you can get an exact time for each one, let me know. I just figured this would be fun to compare since there's such a huge difference in the size of these planters, or seeders, I should say. But that's all for today. Hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching another Dare to Game video. If you liked this video, please leave a like and a comment. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you like my content and would like to support this channel, consider becoming a member today for as little as $1.99 a month. It makes a huge difference. But in any case, thanks for watching and have a nice day. I'll see you next time.